أهلا كيف الحال؟ Welcome to Learn Arabic Online with Loubna Duymayan. Sound is the vocabulary of nature, and Arabic had borrowed it for grammatical purposes from our generous Mother Nature. Actually, I simply want to direct your attention to the sound verb. الفعل الصحيح. The word صحيح may vary in meaning depending on the context. You have already got used to this fact in Arabic. Is that right? هل هذا صحيح? If you affirm that my statement is correct, you will use the expression هذا صحيح, which is translated into English as that's correct, that's true, that's right. So right, correct, true are some of the synonyms of the word صحيح. So the sound verb is the one whose original radicals are exempt from the most illustrious trio. Alif, wow, yeah. Created by a racist grammarian who is antagonistic toward these letters. I'm telling you, do not take every word I say seriously or we will be all in trouble. So be aware of me. Now, you have to stop me here and ask me, what do I mean by the original radicals of a verb? Well, they are simply the letters of the pattern فعل that expresses the general verbal meaning of the root in question. For example, the root jim, mim, ain imparts the meaning of joining, uniting, and the form 1 verb جمع with the pattern فعل, where the first radical stands for jim, fa, jim. So this fa is a placeholder for jim. Ain, the placeholder of the original radical mim. And lam stands for ain, with the meaning of to gather, to collect. Be careful. The root does not always match its form 1 verb. For example, the verb قال, form 1, to say or to tell. The root of this verb is قاف, واو, لام. See? They don't match. But normally this does not happen with the verb, the sound verb, فعل الصحيح, because this is not a sound verb. So, the trilateral Arabic root can theoretically be transformed into one of the 15 possible verb forms. But form 1 verb is in possession of the original radicals, الحروف الأصلية. الحروف الأصلية. You may name it as the foundation of the verb, and the root is the seed. Note that there are no infinitive forms of verbs in Arabic. Instead, the masculine third person perfect form, the past tense, is typically used to outline a verb, like here. هو جمع. He collected or he gathered. To easily recognize the type of a verb, you have to conjugate it in the past tense with the subject pronoun he or هو. Otherwise, you will have to remove each of the letters one at a time to find out if that letter is original, is an original one, because the meaning of the verb would change without its original letters, or an add-on as prefixes, infixes, suffixes. For example, if you encounter the conjugated verb of جمع in the present tense, هو يجمع, he is collecting or he collects. So, at first, when you will check the verb يجمع, and notice that it begins with the ya, that belongs to this trio, this dangerous trio, you would say, aha, this is not a sound verb. You are wrong, because this ya is not original. If we omit the ya and with the rest of the radicals jama'a, we still have that meaning. The meaning didn't change because of the omission of that letter. So, ya is not original. But if we omit the jim, so we have yama'a, the meaning changed. So, jim is an original radical. What about the mim? If you omit the mim, we have yaja'a. It has nothing to do with the meaning of to collect or to gather. So this is an original one. Or if you delete the radical ain, we have yajama. It doesn't work. So these three are the original letters, but not the ya. Ya belongs just to the conjugation of the verb, is an prefix. It's not an original radical. Ijma, conjugated in the imperative, second person, singular masculine, ijma, gather. So this alif is not original because its omission does not cause any change in the meaning. Alright? Here we have different verb forms of the original verb jama'a. So jama'a, here we have a gemination in the middle radical. It means we have a double mim. So like jama'a, jamma'a, jamma'a. So we have double mim, mim with sukun and mim with fatha. That's why we merged them and topped the radical mim with the emphasis sign shadda. So if we omit one, we have jama'a. Yeah, we have the meaning of to gather, to collect. Jama'a, form 2, means to assemble. Jama'a, form 3, jama'a, to copulate. So this alif is not an original radical, because if you omit the alif, we would still have the meaning of jama'a. Form 4, ajma'a, ajma'a, to agree. This hamza is not an original one. Tajamma'a, tajamma'a, form 5, to congregate. So this ta and this emphasis sign, they are not original. In jama'a, this prefix is not original. Form 7 in jama'a, to be gathered or to be collected. Ijtama'a, form 8. This alif and this infix ta, they are not original. So if we omit them, we would still have the meaning of jama'a. So ijtama'a means to meet together. Istajma'a, to summarize. These three radicals are not original because if we get rid of them, we would still have the meaning of jama'a. So all these are sound verbs. Always you have to revert these forms to form 1, to the original form, with the original radicals to find out the type of the verb. Or if you have conjugated verbs, you have to revert them to the past tense third person singular. This is the way to find out the type of the verb. Sound verb is required to be free of weak letters. These are weak letters because they may act as long vowels, as I have explained before. So, they are called in Arabic حروف العلة or أحرف العلة. حروف العلة or أحرف العلة. This kind of verb does not undergo any drastic changes during the conjugation process due to his correctness. A straightforward action word. So better be good to the sound verb. Linguists had divided this verb, the sound verb, into 3 categories. The safe sound verb, الفعل الصحيح السالم. This verb is free of the alif, waw, ya, hamza, the glottal stop, and gemination. This is the hamza. And gemination, the emphasis sign, shadda, the slanted W. His style is plain and clustered, natural looking, with an uncomplicated personality. For example, نجحت بتفوق. I succeeded with excellence. So نجحت, to refers to the first person, me, I succeeded. So this is not an original radical. So نجح, to succeed, is a sound verb. Sound letter, sound letter, sound letter. We don't have alif, we don't have waw, we don't have ya, we don't have hamza, we don't have shadda, the emphasis sign. نجح. رفع يديه إلى السماء. He raised his hands to the sky. رفع, sound verb. We have ra, we have fa, and we have ain. رفع, you hear all of them. رفع, نجح. شرب, شرب كأس ماء. He drank a glass of water. شرب, you have sheen, ra, and ba. شرب. يعملون بجد. يعملون. So, if we omit the ya, wow, and noon, we would have amila. Amila, the verb amila means to work. The right meaning that we are looking for. So, ya and wow, noon, they belong to the conjugation. Prefix and suffix. يعملون بجد, they work hard. يجمع النمل غذاءه للشتاء. يجمع. Ya is not an original radical. يجمع النمل, ants gather food for the winter. So جمع, to gather, to collect. One of the easiest verbs. The second category, the geminate or doubled verb. الفعل الصحيح المضاعف is the one with twinsies, double consonants. There are two kinds of them. Trilateral geminate verb like عض على شفته. عض, ouch, to bite. عض على شفته, he bit his lip. Or صد اللاعب الكرة. صد, the player hindered the ball. صد, عض. These are الفعل الصحيح المضاعف because the second radical is doubled. عض, like a, dad and dad, the roots. صد, صاد, دال, دال. Alright? And the quadrilateral geminate verb with 4 radicals. These ones with 3 radicals. For example, تشقشق الطيور. طيور صباحا, from the verb شقشق. شقشق. شقشق, to chirp. The birds chirp in the morning. So we have copy, paste. The first radical is doubled and the second radical is also doubled. شقشق. Because the same radicals are not next to each other, that's why we can't merge them. Here, رفرفة, to flatter. رفرفة, copy, paste. رفرفة. Alright? رفرف العلم عاليا في السماء. The flag fluttered high up in the sky. رفرفة. And the hamzated verb. The one who has hiccups. The verb with a hamza as one of its original radicals. For example, here, سأل الطالب سؤالا مهما. Here we have a hamza in the middle of the verb. سأل, to ask. This alif has no phonetic value. It is just acting as a chair for the hamza, the glottal stop. And since hamza is preceded by fatha, alif would be the most appropriate chair. So سأل الطالب سؤالا مهما. The student asks an important question. So the hamza may appear in the middle of the verb. Or نقرأ باهتمام, we read with interest. نقرأ, from the verb قرأ. Here the hamza appears in the end. And the noon is not an original radical. It is just referring to the first person plural. نحن, we read. نحن نقرأ. ملأوا الوعاء بالماء. They filled the container with water. From the verb ملأ. The waw alif they refer to the plural. They. So ملأ. ملأ. But careful, this is not an alif that belongs to this category. This is just a chair for the Hamza. خذ بنصيحتي. From the verb أخذ. أخذ to take. أخذ. Conjugated in the imperative. Second person, singular masculine. خذ بنصيحتي. Take my advice. So أخذ is a hamzated verb. Alright, because it has a hamza. It's that easy to locate the الفعل الصحيح المهموز. The hamzated, the sound hamzated verb. Alright, it has a hamza. We conclude that we can't preserve the meaning of the verb without its original letters. Verbally speaking, mastering the verb system is essential if you ever wish to attain any degree of proficiency whatsoever in the language. In fact, you, the student, with a good grasp of the verb system, have learned about 70%, let's say 79.9999% of what you need to know in terms of grammar. Life is all about actions. So we need tons of verbs to communicate our thoughts, feelings, ideas, opinions, gossips, news, scandals, stories, tales, impressions, beliefs, suspicions, greetings, appreciation, criticism, you name it. Until then, you like me, you miss me, and you keep learning Arabic. إلى اللقاء.